how do we ensure that these tier 2 and maybe even tier 3 cities see the investment and the development that they deserve? So the people who are there do not have to migrate to cities like Chennai, Madurai, Coimbatore to ensure that they earn a livelihood.
We are this neon title has been opened in all the
Yeah.
all the districts
Yeah.
except let us say 2 or 3. We have opened that, and what we are proposing is that now if the almost all of them are full now, and wherever there is demand, further demand, we are proposing to add more number of such parks
More
there.
tidal parks,
Yeah.
yeah. So how do we ensure that, so tidal parks are more of a software thing, right? So how do we ensure that there's more equitable development
For
across
equitable
various
development,
sectors?
what we are proposing is that already we have a program known as it's a pilot program. It's known as a focus block development program, where we have identified in each district there will be a backward block, compared to the rest. So we have identified that block, and we give additional investments for them to improve the indicators. Now it's basically a outcome indicator framework, and based on that, now we invest further into those blocks. And based on that experience, what we propose to do is to expand this in a larger scale for regions.
Okay.
Like for instance, for Delta region, we need to have a special program. For Coimbatore and the Western Belt, you need not have that kind of a program. For them, you need to identify sunrise industries and bring in them. So that's what we are proposing.
So all this time we spoke about the industrial sector.
Yeah.
Tamil Nadu is also a very rural sector, rural driven economy. The rice, Kaveri Delta is one of the most fertile regions in all of India. Is the agricultural sector taking a backseat when it comes to when it comes to the economy? Is it taking less of a focus now compared to before?
No. What happens is when the other sectors grow, that looks very small in terms of contribution to the GSDP. But if you look into the productivity, it's continuously on the rise. It hasn't lost out on that count. But the way in which the farmer earns his income, that is definitely undergoing a change, particularly in Tamil Nadu. For most of them, it has become not the only source. Okay, like the economy, their livelihood also has diversified enormously because of the kind of industrialization that we have, because of the urbanization pattern that we have. They are all into some kind of other work, and because of a lot of diversification has taken place, what you call as the rural non-farm employment, it has grown leaps and bounds over the past 30 years, and because of that, what happens is that income basket, it has diversified, and if you look into the data from the situation assessment survey by NSSO, you realize that now 1/3 of the income comes from agriculture, 1/3 comes from non-agriculture, 1/3 comes from allied activities. So that's how the basket is diversified. So in that sense, I think the economy, the agricultural economy is transforming phenomenally.
The agricultural sector is faced with a lot of issues. Climate change is one of them. What steps are the government doing to ensure that farmers are not affected by either extreme heat or rainfall which is not coming at the right time? How do we deal with things like that? Certainly, the government cannot stop either
No, we
one.
cannot stop, but what we can do is the forecast. Okay, the way in which we forecast the changes in the rainfall pattern or the heat, that can change. In fact, what we propose to do is there are a lot of new technologies available, whereby in real time, you can give this kind of advices to the farmers. Not only that, and also know about their cropping decisions. So we propose to do all those things. In fact, as part of the climate resilient program, the Department of Forest and Environment and Climate Change, they are proposing that the regional forecast centers, will be put up in all over the state, so that the real time kind of an advices can flow to the farmers, and based on that they can cope with that.
Even then, the farmers will face some losses due to
they will
climate
they
change.
will, and they have to be compensated.